Hey everyone, I'm Nicole,
And I'm Gabrielle.
and we are the hosts of the Spiritual Sisters podcast.
Join us every week as we discuss all the spiritual topics like astrology, mediumship, psychic insights, and so much more.
We are often joined by others we have met along our spiritual journey who are well versed in many of these areas.
Get ready for enlightening discussions and interviews and personal experiences that we hope will expand your mind and get you thinking outside of the box.
Whether you're a seasoned spiritual seeker or just beginning your spiritual journey, there's something here for everyone.
Check us out every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts. See you then.
Bye!
Hi, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Soul Ecosystem Podcast. I am your host, Anna Rising, and I am so happy and grateful that you're here with me for this June intuitive message. I wanted to create some space to tune into the energy of the month ahead and to really feel into what is rising collectively, because I don't know if you guys feel the shift that is happening, but I feel like there's a shift almost every month towards the end of the month because you're starting anew, essentially. But I have particularly been feeling my spiritual gifts coming online much stronger. And I really want to feel into what is rising for you guys as well, what our souls are being invited to take a look at and observe. If you're feeling like something is stirring beneath the surface for you, you are not alone. This is a moment of very subtle, or maybe not so subtle. For me, it's not been very subtle. A moment of subtle inner awakening. So as always, I will be weaving in messages through this lens. I'm going to be intuitively picking up on the energy. So settle in, take a breath, and let's see what June is asking of us. I pulled 4 cards for you guys today, so there's going to be 4 groups, so just lean into what number resonates with you the most out of group 1, group 2, group 3, or group 4. And we are going to get started with group number 1. So for group number 1, we have the card Oshun. I'm going to see if I'm pronouncing it right. It is the card of sweet success. And this card is from the Goddesses, Gods, and Guardians Oracle deck. I just really vibe with it right now. But yes, so group number 1, Oshun. I said it right. I pronounced it right. Oshun is the mother of the Nigerian Yoruba people, and her name means the source. She's a spiritual protector sent by the Creator, and this beloved goddess holds the key to fertility, success, and prosperity. So, this is giving me taking off vibes. This is giving me the vibes of an airplane taking off. It feels like something that you have been working towards for a while is finally starting to manifest in your reality. You are starting to see the fruits of your labor. The card says you've been working hard for a long time, and Oshun sees what you've been doing. She's been watching you. She sees your efforts and knows what it takes to juggle countless demands of you alongside creating meaningful work. So this is giving me a mom that is trying to do all the things, that is likely feeling mom guilt for not being more present, not being able to be more present with her kids, with her family, with her husband. And you feel like you have to do it all. You feel like you have to wear so many hats that it is impossible for you to really center yourself, to really ground yourself in just one role when you're in it, because your mind is already on the next. Like, as you're making the kids lunch, you're like, okay, then I have to go get the kids water bottles, then I have to go check their homework, then I have to do this, then I have to do that. And like, every time you're doing something, you can't really ground and be in the present moment, because of how worried you are about the next thing. So you're wearing many hats. You are trying to juggle very different things at the same time. And it has been difficult. You've been trying in all of this to find purpose in your work, to find purpose in what it is that you do. And it's very difficult. I was just thinking about how teachers, like when the beginning of the school year starts, they're very excited, motivated, they're excited to teach kids, but there's a tipping point where things just start to head south, where then they start getting frustrated because they're tired of telling the kids to sit down all the time, tired of telling the kids to pay attention, to not play with their hair, to not do this, not do that. There's a point where it's like, okay, I can't wait for the school year to be over because I need a break. So this feels very much like that energy. You cannot wait to get a break, and you are waiting for that break. You're waiting for something to kind of finish so you can have a break, have a chance to breathe. But the universe is doing you one better. First of all, it's asking that you find those moments in the day, that you make it a priority to find moments in the day just for yourself where you can kind of ground yourself, stabilize yourself, kind of get out of the go, out of the busyness of your day, and focus on what is going right. Focus on what you are grateful for, what you have been wanting to happen that has already happened. So you're likely, like me, you're likely a person that's always on to the next thing, like waiting for the next best thing. Okay, you were excited about this and this for a while, and now it's over, and now you have to have something else to motivate you, something else to keep you going, something else to be excited about, to reach. So you're goal oriented is what I'm trying to say. I think that's the word for it. And the universe is encouraging you to find moments for yourself of peace, of stillness, where you can kind of take a second to look around and realize that the life that you have been calling in for yourself is already here. You're focused on the journey and the end destination, and being like, when is it gonna be my time? When is it gonna be that moment where it's like, I've made it? That feeling of, I've made it, I bought my own house, I did this and this, I've reached what I was reaching for a very long time. I've made it. I'm at the top of the mountain. And the universe is asking you to either set a routine where you do some yoga in the morning before you start your day, or you do some meditation in order to kind of feel out how the day is going to go for you, and find a way to not be overtaken by it, not to be overwhelmed by the schedules and all the things that you need to do, and kind of start it off on the right foot. Because that moment that you've been waiting for, where the snowball effect, things start to snowball for you, it is coming in for you for the month of June. You are going to start seeing a snowball effect of what it is that you've been working towards. You are finally going to be able to see the fruits of your labor, see what you have worked really hard towards. And it has been a very difficult journey for you. You've been like, okay, I've planted these seeds. I've been waiting months and months and months, maybe years, for them to grow. And I've kept the faith. I've doubted a little bit, but I've kept the faith. When am I going to see anything come of it? And it is coming in for you. this month. This is a very exciting opportunity, exciting news for different people. It's going to look differently because we're all on our own journeys. We're all working towards something different. Visually, what this looks like is somebody is being crowned, or you're getting a trophy. There's a lot of gold energy. There's a lot of spotlight is on you. You are being recognized for what you bring to the table. You're being recognized for your work, for your efforts, for how much you've honed in on yourself, on your shadow work, and kind of pulled yourself out of the darkest of places to get yourself into a position where you're being authentically yourself and following your purpose and helping others do the same. Not only are you being called to kind of start reveling a little bit, start slowing down and really enjoying these moments before things start picking up for you. They kind of want you to slow down, start taking deeper breaths. And I'm seeing your guides are asking you to soak in all of the blessings that are around you currently and watch how they exponentially multiply. So really take a second to appreciate all of your loved ones, the people that surround you, all the people that support you day in and day out. Take a moment to appreciate them and be grateful for them. No matter how few there are or how many there are, appreciate that support. Maybe reach out to a couple people, be like, hey, you have no idea how much you changed my life. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. If Nicole or Gabby are listening to this right now, I'm going to tell you and reach out to you just in case that you guys absolutely changed my life. I'm so grateful for you, so grateful for your support and for believing in me. Love you guys so much. This is the card that means that all sorts of blessings, all sorts of wealth and abundance are going to be flowing into you. So take a step back. Start appreciating what life is like now, because chances are in 6 months' time, your life is going to look completely different. So imagine it this way. Imagine yourself like starting from the bottom. Like when you started this incarnation, you were just like in a really bad place. There was trauma, there was healing to be done. You have come so far, and yet now you're in this present moment, right? And you likely don't remember how much it sucked in the beginning. You likely do not remember how bad it was, because right now you're like, I'm still not where I want to be. You're like, I'm still not where I want to be. And like, yeah, okay, you might not be at the level of potential you know you can be at, but if once you start to look back at how many different things changed for you, how your life is so wildly different than when you started awakening, than when you started going against the flow and doing your own thing, it's completely different. So just like just as much as of a difference I want to say there is between the past and your present, there's going to be that difference between your present and your future self. So sink into that moment, soak it in, soak in the feeling of being like, I'm working towards my dream, I'm working towards my goal. I don't see the fruits of it yet, but I know it's going to come. My moment is going to come, because this is likely going to be the month where that trajectory shifts for you and starts going up, 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 up. So very good news, very, very golden energy, very blessed energy. It feels like it's a bit of a graduation ceremony for you right now. It feels like spiritually there's a graduation ceremony going on, and they're congratulating you and asking you to really revel in what you have right now, because it is going to only get better. So that's what I have for you, group number 1. I'm telling you, that came in super, super clearly for you. I just see things picking up really fast, and that moment where you kind of need to like pause. Like if you think of people that go on stage and perform and they have nerves, they have the jitters, right there, all of the adrenaline is rushing through their veins. They kind of need that little pause where they take a breath and breathe out and recollect themselves, and then they step out onto the stage. This is that moment for you. It feels like the first half of June is going to be that for you. And then the second half is when things are going to start picking up. So get excited for it. Absolutely beautiful message. I'm excited about this. And I will see you later, group 1. Let's get into group number 2. Group number 2, welcome. For group number 2, we have the Mother Mary card. This is about emotional healing. You are entering a profound journey of emotional healing. Your body, heart, and soul can no longer bear the heaviness of unprocessed trauma, unprocessed grief, sadness. It has been such a huge burden for you. There has been so much to unpack that you have been putting off. You've been going through it. You've been trying to put off breaking down. You've been trying to hold it together up until a certain point. Maybe there was an event or something that either you were planning or helping plan that you were like, I just need to keep it together until this moment and then I can fall apart. This month of June is going to be a falling apart kind of month, but you're also going to be putting back the pieces of yourself together. So while there may be some resistance to the breaking down, letting yourself cry, letting yourself feel the emotions that you have been cooping up inside of you for so long, it is very important to process that, to let yourself feel through the pain, because coming out of it, you're going to be stronger for it. You're going to heal the parts of yourself that you have not been addressing, the parts that you've kind of been neglecting. So Mother Mary is going to be assisting you in that. She's going to be working really meticulously with your energy, with your emotions, and helping you feel that support and that feeling of being held while you're going through it, especially if you have a bad relationship with your mom. I feel like some of you don't have that mother energy, that mother figure around for you, or at least if she's around, she's just not the type to help you emotionally, support you emotionally through a difficult time. So this energy of Mother Mary, if you just call on her, if you just pray that she holds you as you are letting out all of the grief, all of the pain that has been stuck in your body, she will show up for you and help you feel that warmth that you have been not receiving from your loved ones. It feels like you are in this alone in the physical sense. It feels like you're going through this without anyone around you. So maybe whatever is happening for you, or what happened for you that you went through, maybe it directly just impacts you. So I would really reach out to somebody in the physical world to a friend, a loved one, sister, and ask for them to hold that space for you, to let you know that your feelings are valid, that your anger is valid, and be there just in presence at least while you go through this, because it really helps to just have a witness to that pain. And I'm like, I'm not sure why, because to me, having somebody witness me in that space is very, very vulnerable and uncomfortable. But when you have another soul seeing you in this moment and hugging you and letting you cry it out, you feel this kind of acceptance where you may have judged yourself for being emotional, for being like, oh, I'm crying again, like I can't get past this. You've been very hypercritical of yourself in that regard. Having somebody physically there to hold you through it is going to be so validating for you. So let somebody hold you through it. Don't worry about it feeling uncomfortable in the moment. It's what you need. And you're going to get the sense of closure because their energy is going to be able to carry this burden for you, with you, to help you release it. I'm so sorry for what happened. It sounds very heavy. It sounds like it's been accumulating to such a degree that you can't carry it anymore. So let yourself have that moment of healing where you need to fall apart. You need to cry it out and feel all the feelings and not stuff them down and just keep going with your day. And then once you've hit that point where, okay, I've cried all the tears I have left to cry on this issue, you're going to have that peace and serenity. Like, oh my goodness, I just survived that. I just went through that. I survived feeling the feelings. I came out the other end of this pain. And I know that if I can survive this, I can survive anything. So there's a lot of hope in that. And you just have to trust yourself that you can get through to the other side of this and come out and have survived it. If you've been feeling physical symptoms, if something has been bothering you, like a hip, or like it feels like there's tightness in some kind of joint that has been bothering you for a while, once you process these emotions, that tightness is going to release from your body. Because like I said, you've been holding this in, you've been carrying it, and it's been weighing very heavily on you. Once you release the emotions, this tightness will also release out of your body because you're letting go, you're releasing, and your body's going to feel that release. It's going to feel more relaxed. Give yourself the unconditional love throughout this that you may not have been given as a child, the unconditional love that you craved, the acceptance that you craved. Give yourself that love and that grace as you're going through this grief, because this it feels like this is a very, very deep emotion. Give yourself grace as you're going through it, and let Mother Mary wrap you up in unconditional love, holding your inner child and kind of rocking her until she cries it out. All of your feelings are valid. All of your feelings are welcome in this space. And this release is going to be life-changing for you, is what I'm hearing. There's going to be a shift in your mentality once you release it. I'm seeing that, like, where you didn't feel like there was a way out of this, you will now see a way out. You will now have more freedom. If, like, say that you really didn't see a life where this didn't affect you, whatever situation that you were going through, say that you didn't see any hope with it. You're like, oh, it's just going to suck. It's just going to suck for the rest of my life. I'm not going to be able to get past this. I'm not going to be able to get over this. Once you process these emotions and release them, you are going to be seeing another way forward. You're going to realize that, hey, first of all, I can survive this. Second of all, I can thrive post this. I can lead a successful and happy life, a fulfilling life. I can make that happen for myself. I don't need to be a victim. I can choose to not let this trauma, this grief define me, and I can choose to heal. For some of you, this healing is going to be a pivotal point where you're going to realize that you don't have to let this define you. You're going to stop taking it personally. You're going to stop making this thing that happened be about you, be your identity. You're not going to internalize it and blame yourself for it like I think you have been. For others, it might take a little more time to kind of integrate, for that release to integrate, and you may still have bursts of that feeling of guilt or that feeling of blame or shame, and you're going to be able to heal something that has been on your heart for, I want to say, decades. This may be a childhood wound that it doesn't have to be anything really traumatic, but you took it traumatically. You took it really tragically. You internalized it, and it was so rooted in your identity, so rooted in who you were. And this release is going to help you bring about the adult version of you. Like, you're going to be able to not be acting from a space of the very wounded child that you were. You're going to be able to find that security, find that strength, and that confidence that you really, really needed to come out of this and be like, I survived this. It's no longer actively happening to me. It's not who I am. So let Mother Mary kind of hold that space for you to process this, because it does need to be processed before you can welcome in the next stage of your life as the adult version of you, not as the wounded child that is triggered. And I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't mean this in a judgy way, because we all have our triggers. We all have things that bring us back to the place where we think the worst of ourselves and we think that other people think the worst of us, right? So that is what June is going to be digging up for you. I know it doesn't sound exceptionally fun, but think about it this way. Once you move past it, you have the rest of the summer to really settle into the healed version of you and enjoy what that looks like. Enjoy yourself being in your body, being able to not feel like you're constantly having flashbacks to what happened to you. So great emotional healing for you, and learning who you are without this thing that happened to you. Let's leave you group 2 with something to look forward to, a positive message. You're going to be able to put to bed trauma that you've been walking around with for a very long time. So really, once you get to the part where you're able to have this release and able to not let this be your identity anymore, it is going to look completely different for you. Your outlook on life and your perspective on life is going to look completely different. It's going to be as if you got glasses and you're able to see things more clearly and not from a place of victimhood. And that is going to feel so good. That's all I have for you, group number 2. We are going to move into group number 3. For group number 3, we have another healing card, but this is healing past life things. Group number 3, you are going to be healing past life wounds in the month of June. you have the card of Hecate. To the ancient Greeks, she was a sorceress, queen of the underworld, and guardian of the crossroads. Her symbols are a black crow, a cauldron of light, a key, a dagger, and a rope. And I'm not sure if I highlighted this or this is in the book. This looks like a pen mark or something, but it's specifically highlighting a key. And I'm feeling like this energy actually is already happening for you. It's not going to start in June. It started this new moon. So when did that happen? Around mid-May, a little past mid-May. She is the queen of witches. And when she pops up, there's very important work that you need to do. You are ready to confront and permanently heal age-old trauma. So this is past life trauma, wounds, feminine wounds. She specifically can work through soul trauma associating with the persecution of feminine healers. So group number 3, you are the healers of this card pull. You have previously lived through events such as witch hunts, and it's left very painful scars on your soul. Healers usually have very strong spiritual gifts that they have to share with the world, and it's very difficult for them to bring them about because of this past life stuff, because they were persecuted, because they were shunned or abandoned or imprisoned for doing what their soul was calling them to do. So these are people that are very intuitive. You're very intuitive. You have a way of sensing energy, reading people before they even walk into a room. Like, you can have them figure it out. So you have very strong spiritual capabilities that you question because you are so scared to unearth them because of this soul remembrance of you having been punished for being different, having been punished for speaking your truth, for living authentically to yourself, introducing your medicine to the world. You have been punished for it in lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So it's a very brave thing for you to do, to pursue that kind of mission again. But in this incarnation, it's more widely received. It's not so taboo. It's a little more well received. But that doesn't mean that you won't have haters, because you've had haters for lifetimes and lifetimes. They will surely manifest in some way in this lifetime. That is not to discourage you. You have done this before. You've done the whole being shamed thing before, and you're not bothered by it. You may be bothered by it initially, but at a certain point, it's like everybody's going to have their opinions. Everybody's going to have something to say. People are going to project their own insecurities on you. They're going to project their own crap on you and tell you what you can and can't do. And it's all coming from their own crap. It's all coming from their own systems and ideas and worldviews that were molded by their environment. So you have this work to do around this fear of being seen, around this fear of being yourself, speaking your truth, voicing what it is that you have on your heart. You have fear surrounding it, and this fear is very old, very controlling, very demeaning, first of all. It's going to tell you all of the reasons you're not good enough to speak. It's going to tell you all the reasons you're not good enough to share your gifts. Maybe you didn't get a certification in that. Maybe you didn't go to college for it. Maybe this and this and this. There's 1,000 different ways that it is going to try and shut you down, to try and convince you that you are just not good enough to do this. And it will keep trying to postpone you from doing what you're being called to do. But there is something on your heart that you may have forgotten over the course of this incarnation. You may have forgotten what it is that your heart wanted to do, maybe as a child. The healing process of this is going to be to remember the lifetimes in which you were persecuted for your spiritual power. It can be very painful. I've looked into some of my past lives, and I can feel the emotions from it. I can feel the emotions so clearly. I get emotional from it. That's how you know that you're remembering. So Hecate is really encouraging you to start speaking your truth and revealing your wisdom. If you're not somebody that's used to speaking out in a group of people, you're usually the one that kind of shies back and tries to stay in the background. You were not meant for the background. You are using the background as an escape. You are using it as a shield, trying to hide yourself. And this month is going to be calling you to stop hiding. This month is going to be calling you to start speaking. Now more than ever, you have the freedom to do so. You have the ability to find your tribe, to find the people that are going to encourage you, are going to support you through this and love you through this and cheer you on as you are discovering this part of yourself. So it's so important to take that step, and it's a very brave step. Take that step to speaking out and not letting this fear silence you, not letting it control your thoughts anymore, not letting it tell you and like project other fears into you, like, oh, even if you do this and this, you're still gonna fail. Or even if you do that, you're still gonna get crap for it, or you could lose your job, or you could do this, you could do that. You need to silence it. You need to pretend like you're putting a muffler on it or something. Not a muffler. I'm thinking a silencer. There we go. I'm thinking about the thing that you put on a gun to not make it so loud. Put on a silencer. And it's interesting that it's coming in the analogy of a gun to me because it's incredibly wounding, right? And if you listen to it long enough, if you get shot enough times, then you're going to be too wounded to step out and do your purpose. So we gotta silence that bad boy and unload him. Just let's not be shooting ourselves in the foot, and let's start having positive reinforcement, positive affirmations in our mind instead. Really pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to your mind and the kind of thoughts you entertain, because the sign of a healthy mind is healthy thoughts. So make sure that you are silencing the negative thoughts and really put on blast the positive thoughts, the reinforcement, the I can do this, I can speak my truth, I can find my tribe, I can find people that agree with me, that will love me for being me, and I don't have to worry about being shunned. I don't have to worry about being ostracized. That's a very real fear, right? It's natural for us to want to fit in, be afraid to stand out, because that's part of evolution. What happens when you stand out? You're the first one to get your head chopped off, right? So again, past life things coming up. This is a past life fear that you've experienced not day in and day out, but you've experienced many lifetimes before. And I feel called to talk about something that I just talked about on my last episode with Layla the healer. I was talking to her about how she's healing her timeline. And in this timeline, in this incarnation, as she's healing it, she's kind of retuning her string, right? If you imagine the timeline as a string. Now imagine that you have a lot of timelines going on, and not at the same time. Time doesn't really exist. So while we're living in time, it feels like, oh, that's a past life. This is a future life. This is a future version. We put things into dates. We put things into centuries because we want to measure time. So Imagine that there is no time and you're seeing all of these timelines, all of the lifetimes that you have as strings on a guitar. Some of us have had more lifetimes than others. Some of us are new souls. Some of us are old souls. But I saw the image for Layla that as she is recalibrating her string, this incarnation, imagine that she's plucking it and then the other strings start to vibrate. And I specifically saw this in my soul contract reading for her as a message that she was recalibrating those other timelines simultaneously while she's living through this one. How can that be if those timelines were before? They're all actively happening now. And when we heal the parts of ourself that need healing now, when we let go of those wounds, we also heal our past lives. It's the same concept of the heals that you heal, the wounds that you heal now in this incarnation, you are healing for the next generation. So the family stuff, the toxic family dynamics, toxic relationships that you might be healing from now, you might have left in order to give your kids a better life, or maybe leaving an environment, leaving a country that is very dangerous or very toxic to give your kids a better life, better opportunities. You are healing that for them. You're creating timelines for them that are higher frequency, higher vibration. It's the same concept as that, except you're doing it for yourself. So when you break generational curses, when you break ancestral wounds and you heal them, you are not doing it just for yourself. You're also doing it for your children and your children's children and your children's children's children. And in that same concept, you are also recalibrating the timelines that your soul is currently on and helping them have a better outcome. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know how I feel about it. That's how I saw it. And I'm trying so hard to wrap my mind around the theory of time, the existence of time and what it is. And it's very difficult to understand, to wrap my mind around, but that's how I saw it. And feel free to have a different opinion. Feel free to translate or define this differently. I'm just kind of passing on what I saw happening for Layla, and I think that this applies to everybody's timeline. I think that when you heal one timeline, you kind of pluck that string, and then the others start to vibrate and kind of fall into place simultaneously, which is very healing and a positive thought, I think. So I hope that's what happens. But yes, so this past life wound you have, this past life trauma you have, is going to be worked on in the month of June. You are going to be staring at this fear that you have, like right in its face. You're going to be face to face with it. And I feel like you're going to have a lot more of a clearer sense of where it's coming from. Maybe you're going to have a past life regression or something, and you're going to be like, this is the moment. And this is the past life where I decided to hide. I decided to be invisible. You may have ran away from your village because you were like, okay, they're killing people. I need to get out of here because I'm next. So you may come face to face with this fear and look at it for what it is, and realize that you have nothing to be afraid of in this lifetime. You have the tools within you to speak your truth safely in a safe space, and you have the opportunity to do that, and you should pursue the crap out of it because this is your calling. This is what you were meant to do. And I don't want to put a label on it because because I usually, the people that I attract to my podcast, to my work, are usually people that have not, it's not that they have not done this work before. Like, the work that they are doing is so different, there's no names for it. Like, I can't tell you how many clients I've had that tell me their soul mission, and I'm trying to find a word for it, like a job title essentially for it, and I can't, because they're doing things that haven't been done before. So they haven't come up with names for it yet. So it's really, really exciting. And that's the type of healer you are. I'm not going to limit you to only being a Reiki healer or a hypnotherapist or a counselor or therapist. You are so much more multidimensional than that. And the work that you're being called to do is so much broader and different. It's just different. You're going to be entirely in a league of your own, is what I'm hearing. So yeah, you guys are entirely in a league of your own. You are the trailblazers, the way showers. You seek new systems, better ways of doing things than the ones that are currently in place, which reminds me of Layla the Healer's episode, the episode right before this one. She is very much that vibe. But that is all I have for you, group number 3. We are going to continue to group number 4. Group number 4. Something is up with you guys, because I recorded a whole entire message for you, and then just for you, just your message got cut off. I got everybody else's message but yours. So I'm going to take that as divine intervention and give you guys different. I mean, it's going to come out different, but I'll tell you what card I pulled for you. And we are going to try this again. Maybe somebody just logged on that like shifted the entire energy of the group, and I had to redo this segment for you guys, but that's okay. We can handle curveballs. All right, group number 4. You guys got the card of Hell. It sounds frightening. It sounds dark, but it is not, I promise you. This card is the card of ending cycles. So something happened to you guys recently. Maybe you felt like it was a bit of a shock. Something just either didn't happen, or you lost some kind of opportunity, or something was taken from you, maybe a promotion, and it just didn't pan out the way that you thought it would. So you might be a little bit upset about that. You might be feeling a little bit hurt and wondering why on earth things can't go your way. I feel like you were waiting on this for so long, and you can't understand why it didn't happen for you, or you can't understand why something came to an end. So this may have been the end of a relationship, the end of either a romantic one or maybe a business one. Maybe you and a business partner went separate ways, but something came to an end. There is a cycle that has come to an end, and you have a lot of mixed emotions about it, because I feel like in your heart you know that this was kind of taken from your grasp because there's something better out there for you. I feel like you know that this just means that there's a better opportunity, but it's like you're not holding your breath for it. You're like, I think I know that, but I am not going to take chances. So this is just kind of affirmation for you that yes, something better is coming. Something better is in store for you, and that's why it kind of had to go down the way it went down. It might not have been pleasant. I feel like there was a messy, either divorce or messy kind of breakup. Maybe that's who popped up, because, yeah, maybe that's somebody that recently went through a messy breakup came on here, and that's why I had to restart this message for you guys. So yeah, okay. This messy breakup or ending left you feeling a lot of feelings. It has kind of, what's the phrase? Left you floating in the wind, winding in the wind, floating in the wind, hanging in the wind. I'm like looking at my husband for help. It's left you high and dry, and you are very upset about it. So let me give you some affirmation. Let me give you some assurance that this was fated. This was meant to go down the way it went down. It was meant to come to an end in order to bring about something better for you, bring about a higher path for you. And I keep seeing, like, I feel like you're going to be accessing a higher timeline for this, because I keep seeing, like, the string that we talked about. I think it was with group 2 or group 3. I keep seeing this, like, line, and it breaks, and then there's a line right up above it. So it's like you are reaching a higher caliber. There is an internal shift that happened for you spiritually that made you no longer vibrate on the same level as the path that you were on. So this shift into a higher timeline is painful for you, but it doesn't mean that you did something wrong or that you failed. In fact, you did something right, and I'm losing my voice. You did something right. I feel like you stood up for yourself. I feel like you decided to stop a very toxic situation. You're like, I deserve better, and I've been putting up with this for way too long. And you let it kind of come to an end, and you may be feeling like you failed. You were very sure that this was it. This was the relationship. You guys may have had all of these plans for the future, and it's now not panning out. So you're kind of left with all of this uncertainty, all of this cloudiness, and it's like, I can't imagine my future anymore, because what I imagined before is not there anymore. So this is just to assure you that future that you had is no longer there, because you are climbing up onto a different path, a different timeline. And that is going to have a much more resonating frequency, a much more you're gonna be vibing. Okay, you're going to be vibing, because this timeline is meeting you where you're at. That timeline was not meeting you where you were at. That is why you felt so horrible. You felt so low and groggy. I want to say you were so exhausted and tired, because you were pulling the weight of everyone. You were pulling the weight of that entire relationship. And now you are coming out of it, and there's that feeling like, did I do the right thing? There's that doubt creeping up. Don't let it creep up on you. You did the right thing. Don't worry about it. Just start to focus on coming back to yourself and healing, and take things very slowly. I'm hearing take things very slowly, because I feel like this relationship did a number on you. So take it slow. You are more on course now than you were before. And like I said, it was because there was an internal shift for you. I feel like you stepped into your authentic role. When you do that, everything that's not for you, everything that doesn't align with your frequency falls away. So I think this is what's happening for you. So it might feel like absolute crap. I'm sorry that it does. It might feel very uncomfortable to go into a timeline that we're not familiar with. We aren't comfortable with it, because we can't see what's right ahead, because this is the first time we're on it. It's like, I don't know what the future holds, and it is so terrifying. I feel you. I feel that energy, and it's very, very anxiety inducing. So we are going to try to ground. We're going to try to ground and take it day by day. When you start to feel so scared that you can't see the bigger picture and that you can't really make plans for the future, you got to take it step by step. And I feel like you're one of those people that likes to jump ahead and plan and make lists. We're going to take it step by step, day by day, until we have a better acclimation, until we're better acclimated to this timeline, until we're better acclimated to our environment and the things happening around us, until we kind of get used to a new schedule. That's when we're going to start focusing on things that make us happy and planning for things ahead of time, like to look forward to, doing things that bring us joy, like booking concert tickets or booking like weekend getaway somewhere. I can see you doing that. So yeah, let the water kind of settle because of this jump. It's a very difficult jump, a very different jump. You got to let the water settle and acclimate, and then start moving forward step by step until you can start building a version of the future that you want to see. Because I promise you this, I promise you, this future is so much brighter. This is so much more aligned to who you are. You need to have fun with this. All of these doors that are opening to you where they were once closed because you're on a different plane of existence, you need to have fun with it. You need to start looking forward to all of the things that you have ahead of you now that you have come out of something that wasn't for you. You are coming into things that are for you. So just imagine you living your best life and then multiply it by 10 because you can't even imagine. You cannot even imagine all of the good things that are going to happen. It's giving me coming out of my divorce and just being in the worst place of my life and moving to a different state and feeling so terrified. I couldn't have imagined how good it would get, how free I would feel. Anybody would have been able to communicate to me how that feels for me, because I don't think I would have believed them. So you're likely not going to believe me right now, but come back to this in, say, 6 months and take a look at, I'd even journal about this. Journal right now about how you're feeling. Journal where you are in the journey and how you're feeling right now, and then come back to it in 6 months and take a look at the dramatic change. It's going to look completely different. Where you feel hopeless right now, you are going to feel so fulfilled in the next few months. I feel like you are just going to live it up and be in your highest vibration, authentically you. It is going to attract so much people to you. You're going to be a magnet. Authentic energy. You're going to attract so much people to you, so much opportunities. If you revisit this eventually, if you revisit this episode, please comment and let me know how this shift went for you, because it does feel like a positive shift. I feel uncomfortable now, but it will bring about a lot of positive change in your life that you could not have foreseen, you could not have imagined. So, thank you so much for being here and letting these messages find you however it needed to. Remember that your soul knew exactly what it was doing when it chose this life, this season, whatever season you are in. If you were in a season of growth, of change, renewal, healing, just remember that it chose the challenges that are showing up right now, and it knew that you would be able to handle them and come out the other end. You are not behind. You have not failed. You are not broken or wounded. You are being deeply guided, and you are deeply, deeply loved. If this message resonated for you, I would love it if you shared it with somebody who might need to hear it too, and have them pick a number out of the card pull. And if you're ready to go deeper into your own soul contract, you can always find information at my website, thesoulecosystem.com, or my Instagram, The Soul Ecosystem. You can DM me. And I also have an Etsy store called The Soul Ecosystem. So thank you so much for listening. I will see you guys next Friday on the pod. You can listen on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful weekend.